Good morning and welcome to Zen Fits. Zen Fits is where nothing fits, everything fits. It's nothing fits, everything fits. Put them together, you got a Zen Fit. That's creative. Now, anyway, good morning from Blackstone, the center of the world. But then you two are at the center of the world. And that's a fit. Title of this talk is, let me see. Don't see what I wrote. Without the devil, no God. Without the devil, no God. Now this was my meditation. This came to me this morning when I started writing on Facebook, which is where my inspirations arrive from. Kind of like a train coming in, standing on an empty station. I got nothing to say. I got nothing to think about it. I'm just sitting here kind of like in the grog of the morning, and suddenly the train of insight comes in. Woo, woo, choo, 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 choo. And the next thing I know, I got an idea. Next thing I know, I got to talk. Next thing I write. I got a piece. I got an article. I got a comment. I got a viewpoint. I got a discovery. That's what it's all about. I got a discovery. An insight. See, we live in a world where only outsights are real. Outside, this room is an outside. Objects are outsights. The world is you're an outside. I'm an outside. Your house, your pet, your fish, everything is an outsight. Outsight. Sight that is out. Objective. The world is out there. So what is the insight? The sight that is in. Well, usually in our world, scientific world, psychology, everything is out there. Truth is out there. That's what we believe. We don't question it. Truth is out there. And if you want to know the truth inside, well, you go to psychology, psychiatry. And what do? Well, they look inside objectively. But you're still uncounted. The insight of science is an outsight. So science and rational in the modern world is all outside, even when you're looking out in the world to fix the machine or looking inside to fix the mind. It's still an outsight. The scientist or the psychologist is not in the picture, is not in the frame. This is where quantum flipped everything, because with quantum, suddenly the objective scientist was in the frame. So there is no pure objectivity. There is outside and insight. But now there's a third dimension where inside and outside is one. What is that third dimension? This third dimension, I've discovered, is Zen, or any non-dual tradition that is authentic. And all the major traditions have a non-dual tradition. Got Sufism and Islam, Kashmir Shaivism and Hinduism, mystical Christianity and Christianity, and you got Zen in Buddhism. Not that Buddhism isn't, the tradition of Buddhism can't be transcendent, but the practical Buddhism, the one that you work with, the mysterious one, the one that doesn't give you an answer but points you in the direction to jump, you see, I've discovered is Zen. Anyway, so a lot of what I do here is kind of Zen-like in that it really doesn't, it just points you, it just wants you to leap. So what is beyond inside and outside? If outside and insight are the same, you see, one is either looking out with science, physics, mechanics, or insight or in with psychology, and now it's just all the study of the brain. There's no study of mind. It's just, the brain is the cause of mind, so you can figure out what the brain's doing because it's something. The objective viewpoint works with the brain. But if I want to know who I am, it doesn't help me one bit to know how the brain works. I'm not a brain. I'm I. Who am I, you see? So I, this mysterious I, and even if I say the ego, well then that's an objective viewpoint. That's out there. The ego's out there. And I'm still over here. I don't know who I am. You see what I mean? So we keep, whenever we use the objective viewpoint, even in Buddhism or non-dualism or whatever, even non-dualism, just to say the word is objective. So non-dualism, it's over there. But I'm still over here, unknown. I'm missing, you see. So something's missing from this objective insight, you see. What puts them together? Whatever you put together is not going to be either outside or inside. It's going to be a discovery. So I don't know if I can get back to this topic or not. Without the devil, no God. It came to my mind when I thought of Sherlock Holmes. Oh, I know what it was. I was writing about Buddha tempted by Mara, M-A-R-A. Mara is not the devil. Mara is not the ego. Mara is your discriminating mind. Now, the discriminating mind is the scientific, rational mind, which arrives at the one, or truth, through reduction. Well, the truth is, it's not this, erase that. It's not that, erase that. So is it this or that? Well, it's erase that, it's this, then. So you keep erasing, you keep reducing until you get to the atom that cannot be divided. And this is science. That, oh, well, the atom can't be divided. The atom is the one. And no, they split the atom. Opened up a whole new can of worms. Daggone it, I forgot my mic. I can't heard most of this. It'll be a little better now. Keeping dementia keeping dementia at All right, so we're looking at the idea here. I don't know what we're looking at. We're looking at the topic here is that without the devil, no God. Without Mara, no Buddha. So Buddha was tempted by Mara. Mara had three temptations: desire, fear, and doubt. Doubt was the third one. So Buddha sat through fear. He sat through desire. And when confronted by doubt, like, who do you think you are? What authority do you have to speak? What tradition are you in? Who's your teacher? What religion are you in? Who says, where do you get your viewpoint from? Do you have any credentials? Do you have any guru? Or are you ordained? What's your label? What's your... doubt that. This is self-doubt. And what did Buddha do? He just pointed to the earth. And with that, of course, this is legend, teaching legend, the earth sprang into flowers, you see. The Buddha just sat. The Buddha just sat. So he sat through all three temptations. But at the same time, without Mara, would there be awakening? Without Judas, would there be resurrection? Without the devil, would there be God? Without Moriotti, would there be Sherlock? All of our famous heroes have a persistent Mara. Some evil mind. James Bond. All the James Bond movies are the whole story in one capsule. There's some evil intelligence that is superior to the discriminating mind. The ego, the villain in James Bond is kind of like Ravana in the Hindu epic. It's the devil. And James Bond has to defeat the evil one. And he always does in the end. And peace is restored It's the British mysteries. British mysteries. Watch them all the time. There's peace in the valley. There's peace in the town. And somebody's jogging along a wood lane trail, and they come upon, there's a dead body. Oh my God, death is here. And so the inspector is called in, Sherlock is called in, James Bond is called in. Restore order. Restore order. And the detective finds out who did it. Usually by a combination of discriminating mind, which is like, it's not this, no, it's not that guy, and all of the detectives' assistants say, oh, well, it's so-and-so did it, and the inspector, no, it wasn't that, that's silly, it wasn't that, it doesn't fit this, nothing fits, so whatever you come up with, it still doesn't fit, so it's attention. What is it, what's the word in the crossword, what's the monkey in the picture, there's attention. And finally, a moment comes where the detective, in a moment of total confusion, total doubt, total confusion, total helplessness, something trips, aha. And the detective knows who did it, and they go running off to get him. That's the theme. So is there a detective without the crime? Is there awakening without sleep? Is there enlightenment without ignorance? Is there God without the devil? Is there perfection without imperfection? Well, we imagine there is, and we want to get to it. Oh, I want to get to the promised land, the land of milk and honey, where no one has to work. Well, that was the communist utopia, the proletariat, the one, you see. In American politics, on the Republican side, their promised land is when there's only one party rule. No conflict, no devil, no Mara, no evil liberals. Get rid of the devil, get rid of conflict, get rid of the doubt. You see, I am the one party, the one God, the one religion. This is history. The one Roman Empire, the one Catholic Church, the one Protestant Reformation. Everyone's trying to get to be the one by removing the other. But it just creates a dialectic of change, of creation and destruction. Creating the one, then destroying the one, creating the one, then destroying it, on and on and on and on. And so this, is there anything beyond that? That's the question. Well, I have to look within, because the outside in the insight, if I'm looking at myself through a psychology book, I used to do that, and who am I? Well, I'll find out what the psychology, what does Freud say? Oh, maybe Jung. It's all objective, but it's like the inside turned objective, but it's still objective. I'm not in it. I'm missing. The person who counts is never counted, you see. So this is the question of Zen. So like the Zen master will say, will hold up a stick. Oh, he holds up something. I don't know, something. Excuse me. All right. This is my mother's little silver thimble. It's so little. Anyway. So the Zen master will say, if you say this is a thimble, you're wrong. If you say it isn't a thimble, you're wrong. Now what is it? What is it, you see? It is a thimble, it's not a thimble. Is it outside or inside? You see, if you say it's all outside, you're wrong. If you say it's inside, you're wrong. Now what is it? This is a discovery. You have to discover this. Like the inspector, you must discover who did it on your own by reaching a point of total frustration when the inside and the outside keep turning into each other. Wow, 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 wow. Inside, outside, outside, inside. Wow, wow, wow. I don't know. I'm helpless. I can't figure it out. Who did it? And suddenly, out of that conflict, out of that tension that won't let go, out of the tension in which you just sit and you don't leave and go do something else, out of that tension, that's zazen, by the way. Zazen is sitting in the tension of the mind, and you sit in the tension and you let it saturate, you let it build and grow like an atom splitting until it reaches the point of saturation, and then boom, I know. So knowing, I know, and when I know, I'm the one. When you know, there's no doubt. When you know, there's no contrary evidence. You know, and nobody can tell you any different. You know, through and through, you know. That's the one. That's the one that you arrive at when the yes and the no and the yes reach a saturation of the Ouroboros snake eating its tail. Wow, the mic in the amplifier. Wow, 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 wow. Pew! I know who did it. I know who did it. And that is Buddhism. What is the cause of your suffering? I know who did it. Thanks for dropping in.